Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a long-awaited look, long-awaited look, because I am quite possibly sure that my target was the last one in the country to get this guy, but today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Retro Collection Uncanny X-Men Professor X from the Savage Land. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Articulated Empire is your newest online retailer for shopping for your favorite figures and toy lines like Mythic Legions, Savage Crucible, and Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, to name a few. They ship your orders quickly and securely. Visit articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. All right, here we go, taking a closer look at the front of this package, and I love this package art. It looks so good, and like the more recent releases, man, this card is like doubled up, super thick card, so you don't have to worry about any bends. I got really lucky in that mine's got really good corners. Not that that matters, because I'm about to open this guy up and toss this package in the trash can. But man, this looks absolutely great. You see the full figure, everything there is to see. Professor X Savage Land, really nice like card art here, which I love. I wish he came with this hand right here that's like doing something, like gesturing. That'd be really cool. He has two gun hands because Professor X loves his guns, two fists, and his temple hand. He does come with Cerebro, which is really nice. Can't wait to get that out. And man, the paint on his face is great. I know the suit is reused. We've seen some of that before. And then here on the back, we see Professor X Savage Land. In the treacherous jungles of a hidden Antarctic valley, Charles Xavier finds himself without his powers alongside Magneto amidst a slew of prehistoric creatures, shown here with and without the helmet. But hey, we're not here for the package. Let's get this guy opened up and take a closer look at what he can do. Okay, just going over his accessories. He does come with two fists on horizontal hinges. These are the hands that come on him in the package. He does come with a left gesturing hand for his fingers up to his temple, like he's using his mind-reading powers. And then he does come with two like trigger finger hands on vertical hinges. Again, I'm not sure why he would do this. Maybe it's to hold Cerebro. I think that's probably just as good a suggestion as any. I mean, he's not going to be holding any guns. Sorry if my mic's not lined up properly. And then he does come with a Cerebro helmet with a nice little hole here in the back, and we're going to go over that in just a second. But I do like this style of helmet. It's very simple. It's very like comic book or cartoon accurate, and I kind of dig this a little bit better than the one that we've gotten before. Now, here is a closer look at the figure himself, and he is looking really nice. Now, I'm going to go ahead and apologize. I don't collect enough Marvel Legends to know if any parts of this body are reuse. I just simply don't know. I just don't buy enough, but I do like what we got here. I do like the different colors of green. So you have like this green here, and then you have this other green painted right here, and then we see that again on his the cuffs that are rolled up, and then again on the gloves, which these are separate pieces, and you can remove them and use them with other hands if you have them. I do like the look on this face, though. The lips kind of seem a little dark to me, but that's just me, and it's okay. Like, it's nothing major. I do like the little X-Men tampo on the side. Looks great. So you don't have like butterfly joints here. You're not going to get that. You've got like just this one point of articulation here, but you do get a rotation. It's not really much of a ab crunch. If you can see, it's a very small joint. It's not nearly as tall as a lot of Marvel Legends ab crunches that we normally get. You do have bicep swivel here at the top. The arms can go all the way out to the sides here. You got double jointed pinless elbows, which is very nice. Depending on what hands you have on, you do have pin and hinge. And then, of course, that little cuff for the gloves does come off. And then, if you're worried about seeing any of the skin tone underneath there, you just, you can pull the top part of the gloves down a little bit. And then here we have, there's no drop down on the leg. Leg can go forward all the way that way. It can go out that far. Can only go back about that far. You do have upper thigh cut. You have double jointed pinless knees. Man, this one is really tight. I may have to heat that up. Let's see what we can do here. And both of the lower legs are like super tight. So I'm not going to, I'm going to have to heat them up off camera to get that bend, because man, they're just really, really tight. You do have the upper boot swivel. You have hinge and then rocker. You get lots of movement down there in his feet, more so than he does in Canon.
Bruh.
Sorry, Charles. Now, we all want to wonder about like how he compares to this Charles right here, because I think it's about time to upgrade this guy from the chair. This was from the 3-pack with Jean Grey and Cyclops, I believe. So we're going to compare these two. Let's move this right here. And then, as you can see, standing these guys toe to toe or foot to foot, you can see that this Charles on the right is much bigger. Not only is he taller, but he is also beefier. You can see his arms are larger. His chest is larger. This one does have a deeper ab crunch right here. But yeah, the proportions are completely different. Skin tone's a little darker on this older Charles. I don't think you'd be able to swap these heads. I think it would look kind of weird. I don't think the skin tones are going to line up. And you can switch the hands out if you want, but again, these hands are a little smaller and the skin tone's a little darker, so it's not quite going to match up. You can see there, so there's a definite difference in between the two. But if you wanted him to be gloveless, have some bare hands, you certainly could. But again, I think the hands are just a little too small, personally, for me. And I don't think the heads are going to attach. I think it's going to be, you can see the necks are like completely, yeah, it just doesn't really sit down on that neck. I'm sure you could Dremel it out. Oh, nope, it does pop down on there. So I don't know that, I'm going to leave it up to you guys if you think that that's, good enough. I don't think it's terrible. It doesn't bother me. I think it is definitely workable if you wanted to. The skin tone is not, terribly different. So, I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you like this head swap look. It does seem to work. I did not think it was going to. I thought we were going to have some issues. But I do want to get his hands back on because I do want to show off the different helmets. So this is the Cerebro that we got with the Charles in the chair, and then this is the Cerebro that we got with the new Savage Land version. And the reason I wanted to bring up that hole is because this version came with this sort of thought pattern like effect of him using his power. They plugged into the back of that helmet, and this is the effect that it gave. Oh, I'm losing stuff all over the place, guys. So there you have it. And then this is the effect that it gives off with his power effect on the helmet. So you could easily just pop this helmet on the new Charles, but I really like that what they did is they thought ahead and they decided to like give us this little port back here. And let's see if I have it lined up properly. Now these tubes are kind of getting into the way, but you can see that there's little cutouts for the back of the helmet from before, and maybe that'll help us a little bit. But let's see here. Does this actually fit? I mean, in theory, they've put a hole here, I guess, for this effect piece, but I think those tubes are just keeping it from fitting on there very well. Maybe if you pull the tubes up. Yeah, it's just not really going to work. It's just the hole is too high, this hole is too low, and I can't really seem to get it to line up and work. So I thought Marvel Legends here, I thought Hasbro was doing us a solid, but it seems like that's not going to work. But I guess if you wanted to, you could always just use this helmet. If you really want to use Cerebro and you really want to use that effect piece on your Charles, I guess you could use this and plug it in and have him using that effect. To me, it just looks kind of weird. So I don't think I would be using this at all. But let's see if, let's see here, if Charles fits, even though I don't have my legs where they can bend all the way. Is he going to fit in this chair? I believe he is. I don't think we're going to have many problems. And let's see if the little blanket to keep his legs warm. As I get older, I too have cold legs. Charles, I understand the problem there. And man, I think that looks pretty dope. And I have no problem with that. That is pretty sweet. All right, I got to tell you, this is a pretty nice Charles Xavier figure. I'm digging it. You know, I was really looking forward to getting my hands on this. I missed out on the pre-order window when it went up for Target on Target.com way earlier in the year. And a friend of mine, Heinrich, found it for me in Virginia and mailed it to me. And as soon as he did, of course, it shows up in my local Targets here at home. But you know what? That's the cruel joke the toy gods play on us all the time. I think this is a fantastic figure. I think it's one that looks really good in this chair. If you do happen to have this hover chair from the 3-pack, I think it's going to make a nice addition. For me, this is how it's going to go on my shelf. Even though, you know, I'm not, you know, playing out the Savage Land storyline arc from the comics on my shelf. I just like this version of Charles better, and I think it looks really cool. I like this sort of militant, you know, in the trenches with this X-Men look. And I do know that, you know, he regained the use of his legs when he was in the Savage Land, if I remember correctly. So he wouldn't necessarily be in the chair, but I just think this is a really good look. But you guys let me know in the comments down below. Are you using this guy standing up on your shelf, or are you going to put him in this chair? Or do you have like a wheelchair from like the Patrick Stewart Charles from like the movie X-Men line that you'd put him in? Like, how are you going to display this guy on your shelf? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the toy aisles.